Hey there, curious friend. I'm Courtney, a certified peer support specialist, and welcome to Wonderland Unlocked. In this series, Curious Connections, we're diving into the twists and turns of friendships and relationships, exploring trust, growth, and those unexpected moments in between. Because in the world of connections, nothing is ever quite as it seems, but it's always worth unlocking together.
Alice, sweetheart, it's nice to see you. Alice. Alice.
Welcome back to Wonderland Unlocked, where we explore the twists, turns, and the complexities of our relationships and emotional journeys. In today's episode, we're going to dive into something that many of us experience but often struggle to understand: the feeling of uncertainty in friendships, specifically how it manifests through breadcrumbs and mixed signals. You know, those moments when a friend seems to pull away, give you just enough to keep you hooked, but not enough to feel truly seen or understood. We've all been there, haven't we? It can feel like we're walking on a tightrope, trying to figure out what's real, what's genuine, and what's just a flicker of something that may never fully materialize. Today, we'll explore what these mixed signals mean, why they happen, and how to navigate the uncertainty in our friendships. We'll unpack the emotional effects of feeling uncertain about where you stand with someone, and we'll also talk about how to gain clarity, set boundaries, and protect your sense of self. So, if you've ever found yourself questioning a friendship because of confusion, inconsistency, or an overwhelming feeling of uncertainty, you're in the right place. Let's start by defining what we're talking about when we say breadcrumbs and mixed signals. You've probably heard these terms before, especially when it comes to relationships or friendships that feel emotionally confusing. But what do they really mean? Breadcrumbing is a term often used to describe when someone gives you just enough attention or affection to keep you interested, but not enough to build a solid connection. It's like they're leaving little breadcrumbs, small, often inconsistent gestures of care that leave you unsure about their true intentions. It's the "I'm here, but I'm not really here" behavior. Maybe they send a message every once in a while, or offer a compliment that doesn't feel quite as genuine as it should. Just enough to keep you engaged, but never enough to truly feel seen or secure. On the other hand, mixed signals are when someone's actions don't align with their words, or when their behavior is unpredictable. One day they're all in, giving you their full attention, and the next they seem distant, withdrawn, or even indifferent. You're left wondering, do they care? Are they invested in this friendship? And if so, why does it feel so inconsistent? This type of emotional push and pull can be incredibly disorienting. But why does it happen? And why does it leave us feeling so unsettled? The first thing to note is that uncertainty in friendships often arises when one person has different emotional needs, expectations, or even fears than the other. Sometimes a friend might be giving breadcrumbs or sending mixed signals because they're not sure about the depth of their feelings for you, or maybe they're struggling with their own emotional boundaries. It's also possible that they might be dealing with things in their personal life that prevent them from fully showing up for the friendship. But here's the thing, uncertainty doesn't necessarily mean a lack of care. Sometimes it just means a lack of clarity or communication. And when we don't have clear communication, it can lead us down a confusing path, second-guessing ourselves and wondering whether we're reading too much into things. Think about a time when you were on the receiving end of breadcrumbs or mixed signals. How did it feel? Did you feel anxious, confused, or even frustrated? And how did you respond? Did you try to chase after the clarity, or did you pull away, not knowing how to handle the emotional fog? The emotional toll of breadcrumbs and mixed signals is often underestimated. In fact, the uncertainty that comes with them can lead to a roller coaster of emotions: anxiety, confusion, frustration, and even self-doubt. The problem with these inconsistent behaviors is that they keep us in a state of emotional limbo. We're not sure if we're truly valued or if we're just a passing thought in someone's life. And this kind of emotional uncertainty takes a toll on our sense of worth. When we don't know where we stand with someone, we begin to question our own feelings. We wonder if we're being too sensitive or overreacting, even when something doesn't feel right. But let's take a moment to acknowledge that your feelings are valid. If a friend's behavior is leaving you confused or unsettled, it's okay to feel that way. It doesn't mean you're being irrational. It means your emotional experience is trying to tell you something important. When you're faced with mixed signals, it can trigger a sense of emotional insecurity. You might start wondering whether you're worthy of their full attention or whether the friendship means as much to them as it does to you. These feelings can lead to anxiety, a constant running loop of questioning. Do they like me? Do they want this friendship as much as I do? And the longer the uncertainty goes unaddressed, the more exhausting it can become. The emotional energy spent analyzing these signals can leave you feeling drained, anxious, and unsure of yourself. This is particularly challenging when it happens in friendships where you've invested a lot emotionally. The more you care, the harder it is to step back and view things objectively. When you're constantly questioning where you stand, you may start to overanalyze every conversation, every gesture, every silence. It becomes mentally exhausting to try to decipher someone else's behavior without clarity. This constant emotional uncertainty can lead to rumination, a mental pattern where you obsess over every little interaction, replaying moments in your mind to search for answers that might not even be there. It's a form of emotional self-torture. And in doing so, we often end up questioning our own feelings or feeling overly responsible for the dynamics in the friendship. But here's the reality. We are not responsible for how others behave. We cannot control the signals we receive. But what we can control is how we choose to respond to them. So how do we navigate this emotional fog in a way that protects our mental well-being? Navigating uncertainty in friendships can feel like you're walking on a tightrope, unsure whether to take a step forward or step back. But there are ways to regain clarity and protect yourself from the emotional toll of mixed signals and breadcrumbs. It starts with understanding your own emotional needs, and then being clear about what you're willing to accept. The first thing to consider when you're faced with mixed signals is self-awareness. Ask yourself, what do I need from this friendship? What are my emotional needs, and are they being met? Clarity begins with identifying what's truly important to you in your friendships. If a friend's behavior is leaving you uncertain, it's time to check in with yourself and assess whether this dynamic is meeting your needs. Now, if you find that the relationship is constantly leaving you uncertain or anxious, it might be time to set some boundaries. Boundaries aren't about shutting people out, they're about protecting your emotional energy. If someone is giving you breadcrumbs or mixed signals, it's okay to protect your time and your mental space. You have every right to set boundaries that ensure that you feel valued and respected in your friendships. For example, if you're dealing with a friend who disappears for weeks at a time, but then sends you a message out of the blue, it's okay to express your need for more consistent communication. It's not about demanding attention, but about setting an expectation that matches your emotional investment. Another helpful strategy is to have open, honest conversations. Sometimes, the best way to clear up uncertainty is by directly addressing it. You might feel nervous about doing so, but if the friendship is important to you, it's worth having a conversation. Ask your friend about their behavior and share your feelings in a non-confrontational way. You might be surprised at how much clarity can come from just being honest about your experience. And finally, always remember, you don't have to settle for relationships that leave you feeling uncertain or unappreciated. It's okay to sit back and readdress. The right people will value you fully without leaving you questioning your place in their life. As we wrap up today's episode, let's talk about how to move forward. When you're dealing with breadcrumbs and mixed signals, it can be easy to lose sight of your own instincts. But trust yourself. Your gut knows when something isn't right. Don't ignore the feeling that tells you you're not getting the clarity you deserve. Moving forward means trusting yourself, setting healthy boundaries, and knowing when it's time to step away from confusion and reclaim your emotional well-being. It means protecting your energy and embracing the friendships that truly make you feel seen, valued, and supported. You deserve those connections. Friendships are meant to bring joy, understanding, and support into our lives. But when they leave us in a state of emotional uncertainty, it's important to step back, reassess, and decide what's best for us. Navigating mixed signals and breadcrumbs isn't easy, but you have the power to regain clarity, set boundaries, and build relationships that truly serve you. Trust yourself and the process of figuring out what's right for you. Thank you for joining me today on Wonderland Unlocked. I hope this episode has helped shed light on the complexity of uncertain friendships and giving you some tools for navigating it. Remember, you are worthy of clarity, consistency, and support. Don't settle for anything less. Until next time, take care of yourself and the relationships that matter most.